They say the game never lies, but sometimes it loves to catch everyone sleeping. One moment you think you've seen every kind of dunk, every high flyer, every way a player can bend gravity. But then someone unexpected takes off, and suddenly the whole league freezes as he rises higher than anyone expects. That's the thing about basketball. The biggest shocks don't always come from the superstars. Sometimes the real chaos is delivered by the guy nobody saw coming. The moment a player with no hype suddenly launches toward the rim, the arena feels something different, like a spark right before an explosion. It's almost poetic how every era tries to define athleticism differently, yet the most unforgettable moments come from players who were underestimated from day one. There's a certain electricity in watching someone who isn't known for flash suddenly pierce through the air. And when those players explode toward the rim, the energy feels different. These are the guys who don't just jump, they attack the sky like they're trying to tear a piece out of it. It's less about elegance and more about refusing to accept limits placed on them since the moment they stepped onto a court. Their dunks feel like declarations, "You judged me wrong." Dan Majerle is the perfect example. Before the Thunder Dan nickname became tied to three-point shooting,
this is off, slam dunk.
He built a reputation with raw force. At 6'6", with linebacker strength, Majerle played like every dunk was personal. Early in his career, he didn't want to finesse his way around defenders. He wanted to go through them. His two-handed slams, fast break hammers, and power finishes that shook arenas all came from that attitude. And when the Suns made that iconic 1993 finals run, he rose to the moment. In pressure games, his violent takeoffs felt like explosions in real time. He didn't chase dunk contest popularity. His stage was the hardwood under bright lights, with defenders flying out of the way. Years later, fans still talk about how Majerle's dunks felt like emotional punches, moments that swung momentum instantly. But not every dunker looks like a human wrecking ball. Some operate with a smoothness that makes the act feel unreal. Chase Budinger had that magic. A 40-inch vertical paired with a calm, effortless demeanor. Nothing about him screamed jumping phenom, but once he lifted off, it looked like gravity loosened its grip for just a second. Years of volleyball training gave him immaculate timing and aerial awareness. His dunks didn't hit the rim with violence. They floated into it like he was gliding. And he didn't outgrow his hops. He transitioned right into pro volleyball, proving some athletes are just built differently. Budinger had that weird gift. He made jumping look peaceful. Even his alley-oops felt like someone drifting inside slow motion. Then there's Mario Hezonja, who approached dunking with pure swagger. He moved like a villain in his own movie, fearless, confident, waiting to snatch someone's pride mid-air.
Driving the lane, fumbled it, taken by Hezonja. Mario driving, throws it!
And then it happened. The moment that stamped his name into NBA folklore. Hezonja took off and hammered it over Giannis Antetokounmpo, then stepped over him. A dunk so disrespectful, even Giannis vowed revenge. That moment wasn't luck. It was Hezonja's personality distilled into one play. Hezonja didn't save his best for contests. He dropped windmills, tomahawks, and double pump slams in live NBA games, carrying an electricity that was hard to ignore. For someone who didn't become a superstar, his highlight reel is shockingly elite. And then you have Manu Ginóbili, the last person defenders expected to dunk on them. Manu built his entire game on misdirection. You prepared for floaters and Euro steps. Not this. So whenever he suddenly rose up and dunked, it felt like a plot twist so sharp it shocked entire arenas. He didn't dunk often, but every surprise slam landed like a story-defining moment. Fans remember them vividly because Manu dunking wasn't normal. It felt like a special event. He saved those moments for when the team needed emotional ignition. One Manu dunk could flip the whole rhythm of a game. Pat Connaughton flips the game again. Nobody looks at him and thinks elite leper until he jumps. A ridiculous 44-inch vertical launches him into head-level finishing range. powered by years of baseball pitching mechanics. Every time he takes off, the reaction is the same: shock. His putback dunks and alley-oops come with absurd hang time and perfect form. He's the definition of don't judge until he jumps. And because he plays with hustle and toughness, his dunks feel even louder. Fans don't expect them, and that makes them hit harder. And if Connaughton surprises, McClung straight up leaves people speechless. He revived the entire slam dunk contest with 4 perfect 50s and 0 misses, pulling the event back from the dead. His in-game dunk numbers may be small, but the talent is undeniable. McClung is a walking dunk mixtape waiting for real NBA minutes. Every jump he takes looks like a superhero frame frozen in midair. His creativity, precision, and confidence combine into a style nobody else quite matches. Even NBA legends were stunned watching him, and that says everything. Now we enter the part of the list that truly changed perspectives: Lauri Markkanen, Chris Andersen, and Brent Barry. Lauri Markkanen wasn't supposed to be a highlight dunker. 7 feet tall, labeled a shooter, not a flyer. Then Utah unleashed him. Suddenly, he moved like a wing in a big man's body, soaring with timing and torque that felt engineered. His dunks mixed power with finesse. The way he twisted mid-air, calculating angles and finishing with authority, felt like a new blueprint for 7-foot athletes. European bigs weren't supposed to do this. Markkanen did. He made it clear that being tall doesn't mean being grounded. In fact, his transition dunks and backdoor lobs became one of Utah's deadliest weapons. Then there's Chris Birdman Andersen. If Markkanen brought elegance, Birdman brought chaos. He jumped with violence. Every putback dunk felt like a rim attack. Every alley-oop looked like an explosion. Tattoos, intensity, and pure aggression made each offensive rebound a threat. Birdman's dunks were psychological warfare. He wasn't just scoring, he was intimidating. When he jumped, he didn't rise cleanly. He launched with torque and fury like he was trying to rip the rim off the backboard. That unpredictability made him terrifying for defenses. Brent Barry, however, lived on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Risky dunk if he needed it.
Calm, graceful, controlled. His 1996 dunk contest is still cinema. He glided from the free throw line in a warm-up suit and finished with a perfect, effortless slam. He didn't need force. His elevation and technique rewrote what smooth dunking looked like. Barry proved that brains, precision, and elegance could be just as disruptive as power. He dunked like an artist paints: clean lines, perfect timing, and confidence without arrogance. What connects Markkanen, Birdman, and Barry isn't just dunking, it's reinvention. One used size, one used chaos, one used intellect, each expanding the idea of what white dunkers could be in the air. They forced fans to realize dunking is not one-dimensional. It has styles, personalities, and shades. After appreciating all these styles, you'd think the list is complete. But several players sit dangerously close. Chapman, who could hang in the air long enough to make defenders question physics. Sura,
show me something. I haven't seen him do much yet.
always ready with a sneaky putback that stunned crowds. Kristaps Porziņģis,
and there, well, keep it wet.
a 7'3" unicorn finishing fast break dunks like a wing. Rudy Fernández, bringing fearless European flight. Even David Lee,
as they throw it at the basket.
quietly delivering vicious left-handed jams his whole career. Each of them had flashes, moments that would have made the list if circumstances or longevity aligned differently. And yet none of them changed the conversation like Tom Chambers. Many argue, without hesitation, that Chambers is the greatest white dunker ever. At 6'10", Chambers didn't just jump high, he jumped impossibly high. His vertical looked unnatural. His elevation didn't follow normal arcs. He kept rising when defenders were already on the way down. His dunks didn't look rehearsed. They looked like he unlocked a cheat code mid-air. The Mark Jackson poster remains one of the most shocking dunks in NBA history. Chambers took off. Jackson contested. And Chambers kept climbing until his knee was at Jackson's chin. A dunk so violent, so physics-defying, it still feels like an animation glitch. And the wildest part? He did this 40 years ago. No modern training, no biomechanics, no advanced strength programs. He was simply ahead of his time, an athletic outlier before the world understood the term. And that's the real heartbeat of this story. These players didn't just jump high. They challenged assumptions tied to them since childhood. Dan refused limits. Chase brought elegance. Hezonja brought attitude. Manu brought surprise. Connaughton brought explosiveness. McClung brought artistry. Lauri brought hybrid flight. Birdman brought chaos. Barry brought technique. Chambers redefined possibility itself. Even today's dunk contest champion comes from this same group once doubted for generations. Proof the narrative was always wrong. The past, present, and future of dunking continue to evolve because these players cracked open doors that others now walk through. Basketball doesn't care about labels. It cares about what happens when the lights hit your face and you take flight. These players erased outdated ideas and showed that flight comes from hunger, courage, timing, and heart, not stereotypes. And the beautiful part? The story isn't over, because just when you think you've figured these players out, someone new rises and rewrites the entire script. Maybe the next great shocking dunker is already in the league. Maybe he's still in college. Maybe he's watching this exact video right now. If you're still here, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button because the next chapter drops soon. And trust me, you don't want to find out late.